Why is No Jumper allowed in LA? Let's find out right now.
The thing with LA, just being from Chicago, I can confirm at one point, most cities wanted to be like LA. If you were born in the 90s, you played San Andreas and you thought LA was cool, don't lie. And everybody played GTA 5, so even if you were somebody in New Hampshire, you got to experience Los Angeles. Kinda. But LA is seemingly being exploited, and first off, here's a disclaimer. I'm for the kids. I don't support no gang members because gang banging don't pay, and when you die or go to jail, your homie's inboxing your girl. But as I was speaking of New Hampshire, it reminds me of a new...
Let me know where everybody from in the comments right now, and do you think that No Jumper should still be allowed in LA?
New Hampshire native. And what is this?
How y'all feel about Adam22?
Nigga not even gonna say nothing. He giving the homies money.
Yeah.
He's gonna test your character because you paying taxes on her.
Now these are the rolling 40s. And of course you can't just believe everything that's said on the internet, but this could mean a couple things. For extra, if you don't know who this is a guy that goes on No Jumper, goes to jail, gets out, goes back on No Jumper, and then goes to jail again. And he's from the rolling 40s, and as a major reach, they could be speaking on how Adam was supposedly paying for extra to come on the platform, or as less of a reach, they are speaking directly on him being extorted by them. But would Adam do this, or would he just simply rely on the police and security for protection? Obviously that's more likely, because no one set can just protect you if somebody wants you dead. But this video could be capped, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. If it's true, that just adds a whole nother layer to what I'm about to say. Now, I completely understand documenting something that's already public information and interviewing people that your audience wants to hear from. But if your audience just wants to hear gang members threaten and diss each other on a podcast, then you've built the wrong type of audience. Now, 8 years ago, No Jumper had a real presence in all of hip hop, whether we want to admit it or not, rather than just being a place where LA gang members go to get exploited, when these same dudes from LA could clearly make more money just having their own YouTube channel. But remember, back in the day, they did a vlog week.
That ain't true. The main thing that I want to say about that comment is Adam knows the sauce. He has a recipe that works. That recipe has been handed down to multiple other people. Have used it to, maximize on their profits. These people don't know nothing about that algorithm. And that's really what it is. It's like you have the master that knows everything, and then you have the small people around that don't know much. So they're just moving around and have no idea what's really going on. They don't know that 25 million views a month has a RPM. And that actually adds up to money, which is 1,000 times 25. That's exactly how much it adds up to. So whatever that number is going to be times 1,000 times 25.
Young Boy, Juice WRLD, X, Bad Baby was there as a teenager. That's not weird at all. And even King Von. But something happened a few years ago that kind of changed all of this, and I'm still not sure what it was. Being on No Jumper used to mean that you were building a buzz and doing something right in music, and then for a while it just became if you were a gang member from Chicago or LA. Regardless of what they did in the streets, they would always seem to go to jail right after they left No Jumper, as if the police in their hometown wasn't investigating them until they got on here. But this could also be a reach. But I just can't forget when Bando KD, a rapper from Chicago, went to jail right after leaving the No Jumper interview, where Adam said the Chicago police contact him all the time. Now it's probably cap, but surely the police had enough information to arrest him before he went to No Jumper. Anyway, similar things happen with Vlad, but here's the thing, right? None of these interviewer platforms can exploit you if you don't come. And I heard that No Jumper doesn't even pay everyone that comes on. You have to be
agree in the comments if you agree with that statement.
Somebody that can demand a payment to get one. And even when you do get paid, it's still a lot of setup activity going on. When FYB J Mane was on his No Jumper run, his car got broken into and he lost thousands of dollars worth of equipment in this totally random car burglary, where even though the parking lot was full of cars, these guys went directly for J Mane's car as if they were looking for it. And Trenches News, a YouTuber from Chicago, said that after he had to haggle with No Jumper to pay him for an interview since they didn't want to, they tried to put him in a hotel of their choice, which seems nice, but do you really want No Jumper to know where you're gonna stay at while you're in LA? Now, most of the guys that come on here, it seems like they just coming on for a free flight to LA because that's all most of them get. And if they already live in LA, I don't know what you get. But one thing that separates him and Vlad from Trap Lil Ross is that Trap Lil Ross won't do his homework on your personal life just to bring you on his channel and tell you what some guy said about you to try to get a rise out of you. Or ask about any affiliation to a gang you have because, well, if you're a gang member or have any personal conflict that can just be researched and found on the internet, there's no need to bring it up and gossip. It's already out there. So if I'm asking you a question like this as an interviewer, it's a rhetorical question. I just want you to give me a reaction for views. Like when Adam asked X4, was he in the shootout out recently. He was hoping that X4 would just crash out and give him a whole rundown, but using his brain, he just stared for so long off into space that I thought my computer froze. And I wasn't the only one either. It was just that well played. This is really just the best response.
That's how you're supposed to move.
People, especially if you're a gang member, just go on No Jumper or Vlad and do this the whole time. Now again, it's hard to defend people that go on some of these interview channels because some of them want their beef to be public, and some of them not even gang members. They just want their whole personal life to be public, even though they're not the ones getting paid for it. But if you're gonna do something like that,
I gotta admit it, man. Gang members, y'all gang members made it cool to be gang members. I'm just gonna be honest. Y'all made it the cool thing to do. It seems all cool until the Rico come.
You can't just let somebody else profit off of it more than you. Most of these guys have no idea how YouTube works or how YouTube pays.
See?
Crashing out on someone else's channel is a nice way for you to pay their bills.
Exactly.
My goal is not to down anybody for how they make money, at least not completely. That would be too easy. I don't know Adam22 and I never will because I would never do an interview, and you just don't need to. YouTube didn't recommend my channel to all you guys watching because I did an interview. And my mama told me not to judge a book by its cover, but there's something about this guy that seems very not genuine. I might be a little...
Yeah, I do know he believe in the devil, right? He said he's an atheist. He literally just said this on the last interview that he's an atheist.
Biased because he's like a Satanist or something, and I can't get down with that, but this is LA. Clout is such a powerful drug that you got actual gang members letting Adam interview them for what? If you get invited to do an interview on this channel, that means you could have probably made your own money on your own channel. I'm sure he would have no interest in LA if he didn't get views from guys like Crip Mac and Bricc Baby. You know why I made so many videos on Chicago? Because that's where I'm from. It's so much easier to talk about things you care about, and I care about the young guys in the streets not making the same mistakes I've seen happen over and over again. And I know the YNs don't listen. I didn't listen until I was grown, but somebody needs to hear it, and hopefully I can just reach a fraction of them. But the day I'm 40 years old, inviting gang members to my place of business and asking them about something they op said, then you know I don't care nothing about these people. Look at Bricc Baby right now, sitting in jail. He really thought Adam was his friend, and as soon as Bricc Baby say Adam ain't been...
But Bricc Baby, why would you think Adam is your friend? See, that's the problem. The problem with a lot of you guys is you go wherever the money go, and that means you're moving like a stripper. You're moving like a stripper. Write stripper in the comments so they could get a realization. Y'all act like y'all bossing up and you not. You do anything for the money and think that everything is locked in because of money. It's just business.
Answering the phone, Adam says, oh, you know what? He actually owes me money and I ain't got it like that. But why didn't he say this to his face? He said it on camera just fine as Bricc Baby is sitting in a federal facility, but you could have just said it on camera while he was at your table. But he probably scared of Bricc. And that's another problem. These guys in LA might feel like they had an upper hand because they believe Adam is afraid of them deep down in his heart. And they're probably right. But guess what? The judge that had you down that sentence is probably scared of you too, but you sure don't got the upper hand on him. It's just not in my nature to insult someone based on their occupation because everybody, including my Chicago people, y'all are the ones who give this guy content. And this channel was doing just fine and even better before this type of thing started happening. It might be hard to remember, but it used to have some respect in pop culture. The hottest artists and influencers used to want to go on this channel, but now we've gotten to the point where a 41-year-old man is inviting a 20-year-old girl and her boyfriend on his platform just to offer her $1 million to leave him and make adult content with him and his very strange wife. This is not cool. I don't care what they do. When Adam was 20, she was a newborn. Wack 100. I do not believe you are a gang member, at least anymore. I know the informant title gets thrown around a lot on the internet, but an actual informant will be a gang member that got arrested and let back on the streets to keep tabs on people. And the Jack Doherty thing, he gets robbed in LA, probably traumatized if it wasn't all staged. Either way, he's on No Jumper a week later, which we know that his interview probably didn't come out the same day it was filmed. So did this man get robbed after he came to LA specifically to go to No Jumper? And no matter how you look at it, if Jack staged it for clout, if Adam and Jack staged it to build hype for the interview, or if he actually just got robbed after touching down in LA for an interview, it's all bad. There's no scenario I can think of that isn't weird. But again, if you feel like the best way to get at your ops is to go on somebody's platform and make them $10,000, I don't know what to tell you. But that's all I got for now. I can't keep doing research into this, man. I'll see y'all next time.
See, that's the main thing. Like I said, man, y'all gotta lose this stripper mentality, bro. Stop acting like you stand on principle in the streets, but then anybody could give you money to do anything, and then you want to act confused like you didn't know what could happen to you. Money is not supposed to be the root of money's supposed to be the fuel, the foundation. Excuse me, not the fuel. It's the foundation. You guys out here like, yo, he offered me $2,000. I'm gonna go tell on everybody, and it ain't even worth it, bro. It ain't even worth it. You know, I would love to know what you guys feel in the comments on this video right here. Also, I'm on a mission. I'm trying to get 10,000 new subs in 60 days. So make sure you subscribe at the top bell, and I will see you on the next one.